1. A bucket list often starts as a collection of dreams driven by energy, curiosity, and ambition. But over time, it quietly evolves into something deeper and more personal. In younger years, the focus is usually on experiences that feel exciting, adventurous, or even risky, things that give a sense of achievement or adrenaline. But as life progresses, those external pursuits begin to lose their urgency. What replaces them is not emptiness, but clarity. You begin to understand that fulfillment doesn't always come from doing more, but from appreciating what you've already done. The desire to constantly chase the next big thing slowly fades, and in its place grows a sense of contentment. This shift isn't about giving up, it's about growing up. It's about realizing that life is not a checklist to complete, but a journey to experience. The value moves from quantity of experiences to quality of moments. Instead of asking, "What's next?" you begin asking, "What truly matters?" And often, the answer becomes simpler than you ever expected. There comes a point in life when relationships naturally rise above all other priorities. Achievements, travel, and material success begin to take a back seat. And what truly stands out are the people who have been part of your journey. Time spent with family, friends, and loved ones becomes far more meaningful than any destination or accomplishment. Conversations, shared laughter, and even quiet moments together hold a value that cannot be measured. You start to realize that these connections are what give life its real richness. The calendar may not be filled with grand adventures anymore, but it becomes full of meaningful interactions. And in many ways, that is far more fulfilling. Relationships are not just about companionship, they are about legacy, influence, and emotional support. As priorities shift, investing time and energy into these connections becomes one of the most rewarding choices a person can make. It's no longer about how many places you've been, but about how deeply you've connected with the people around you. Simple pleasures often go unnoticed in the early stages of life because the focus is usually on bigger goals and louder achievements. However, as time passes, those small moments begin to shine in a completely different light. A peaceful morning, a familiar routine, a kind gesture, or even a quiet evening at home can bring a level of satisfaction that once seemed insignificant. These moments don't require money, planning, or effort in the traditional sense, yet they provide a deep sense of peace and contentment. The beauty of simple pleasures lies in their accessibility. They are always available, always present, and often overlooked. Learning to appreciate them is not automatic. It comes with experience and reflection. It requires slowing down and being present. When you begin to notice these small joys, life starts to feel fuller without needing anything extra. It's a reminder that happiness is not always found in extraordinary events, but in ordinary moments lived with awareness and gratitude. Serving others is one of the most underrated yet powerful sources of fulfillment. Many people assume that making a difference requires grand gestures or significant resources, but in reality, the smallest acts of kindness can have the greatest impact. Helping a neighbor, offering a smile, listening to someone who needs to talk, these simple actions carry more weight than they appear. What's interesting is that while the intention is to help someone else, the person who benefits the most is often the one giving. There is a unique kind of satisfaction that comes from knowing you made someone's day a little better. It shifts your focus away from personal concerns and connects you to a larger sense of purpose. Serving others also builds stronger communities and deeper human connections. It reminds us that we are not alone and that we all have the ability to contribute in meaningful ways. In a world that can sometimes feel disconnected, small acts of service bring people closer together. The idea of legacy becomes more significant as time goes on. It's not just about what you achieved, but about what you leave behind for others. Legacy is not limited to wealth or possessions. It includes values, memories, lessons, and the impact you had on people's lives. The way you treated others, the wisdom you shared, and the example you set all become part of your lasting influence. In today's world, even something as simple as recorded thoughts, stories, or messages can serve as a window into who you were. This gives future generations a chance to understand and connect with you, even if they never met you. Thinking about legacy encourages a different kind of living, one that is more intentional and thoughtful. It shifts the focus from temporary achievements to lasting meaning. It asks a simple but powerful question: how will you be remembered? And more importantly, what kind of impact do you want to have while you are still here? Life eventually teaches that being a positive presence in a difficult world is one of the most meaningful goals a person can have. There is no shortage of negativity, stress, and frustration around us, and it can be easy to become part of that cycle. However, choosing to respond with kindness, patience, and understanding creates a powerful contrast. Being a light doesn't require perfection or constant effort. It simply means showing up with a good attitude and treating others with respect. Even small interactions, like a friendly conversation or a genuine smile, can change someone's day. Over time, these small moments add up and create a ripple effect. You may never fully see the impact, but that doesn't make it any less real. This mindset also changes how you experience life. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, you begin to notice what's good. It creates a sense of purpose that is not dependent on age, health, or circumstances. At any stage of life, choosing to be a source of positivity is something that remains both possible and powerful. Legacy becomes a meaningful consideration, shaping how you view your actions and choices. It is not limited to material wealth, but includes the values and memories you leave behind. The way you treat people, the lessons you share, and the example you set all contribute to your lasting impact. This awareness encourages more intentional living. It prompts you to think about how you want to be remembered and what kind of influence you want to have on future generations. There is a growing appreciation for routine and stability. What once felt repetitive may now feel comforting and reliable. Daily habits create a sense of structure that supports emotional well-being. This stability allows you to focus on what truly matters without unnecessary distractions. It provides a foundation for a peaceful life where you can fully engage with each moment. Routine becomes less about limitation and more about creating a consistent environment for happiness. Perspective on success evolves significantly over time. Instead of measuring success through achievements or possessions, it becomes defined by inner peace and contentment. The ability to feel satisfied with your life, regardless of external circumstances, becomes the ultimate goal. This shift reflects a deeper understanding of what it means to live well. It moves away from comparison and competition, focusing instead on personal fulfillment and emotional balance. Choosing to be a positive presence in the lives of others becomes a guiding principle. In a world that often feels overwhelming, even small acts of kindness can make a difference. A smile, a kind gesture, or a supportive word can have a lasting impact. This approach not only benefits others, but also enhances your own experience of life. It creates a sense of purpose that is simple yet powerful. By focusing on positivity, you contribute to a better environment for everyone around you while finding meaning in your own journey.